Hello and welcome everyone, we're happy that we're all together again. In this tutorial we will continue talking about the overview on the electrical faults. So fasten your belt and let's get started. The aim of this tutorial is to learn about the general reasons that causes the electrical faults, and then we will discuss the job of the electrical protection and its responsibilities to avoid those faults. So let's go ahead. If we need to talk about the causes of the electrical faults generally, we say that the first popular cause is the overloading condition, and the overloading condition is a great increase in the current absorbed by the load that may produce a failure in the insulation of the conductors. So once the insulation of the conductors or the insulation between the different phases has been broken, this produces a fault as a short circuit between the different phases as we illustrated on the previous tutorial. And an example on the fault that is produced due to the overloading condition is the overloading that is done due to the distribution busbar on the switching distribution ports like that one here. So this port is a distribution port as it receives the electrical power as an input and it distributes that power as an output through those transmission lines. So those distribution busbars represents the three phases and they have an insulation material between them. And at the normal case, all things are okay, but when the electrical current has an excessive increase in its value to P in the overloading condition, this insulation between those busbars or those different phases may be broken, which makes the phases to touch each other, so this case of the phases to touch each other represents a fault condition. So the overloading is the first reason of the fault condition as it breaks the insulation. Now the second cause that produces the fault condition is the environmental effects. So if the overloading condition was an internal reason that is related to a problem in the power system itself, here we have some external reasons, not internal reasons, that causes the fault from outside the power system itself. As some external weather condition may produce the fault condition like the thunder for example, so the thunder may hit the transmission towers which produces a short circuit condition as the thunder charge may connect two phases together as it breaks the insulation between the different phases. So the break of the insulation makes an excessive current to move through the phases as this is a fault condition. So that's about the general idea about the fault causes. Alright, now we need to know what are the causes of the electrical faults or why we consider the fault to be a danger case that we must limit as much as possible. So the first thing the fault can affect is the produced power from the utility. So if the utility produces an electrical power in a standard range of power and voltage and current, at the fault case the parameters produced from the utility are affected greatly during the fault condition. Also, the second parameter that the fault condition affects is the different electrical equipments that the electrical system consists of. So the different electrical equipments like the switches, the distribution ports, the breakers, the transmission lines, all of those elements may be damaged or exploded due to the excessive current that is produced during the fault condition. As we illustrated in the previous tutorial, the electrical equipments are designed to withstand the normal operating current or the rated current, not a larger current like the fault current. Also, the third factor that is affected by the fault condition is the people themselves who are working in the electrical power system. As the electrical fault may produce a shock for the technician or the engineer who is nearer to it. Also, the electrical distribution port may be exploded while the worker is nearer to it at the fault condition. So this fault condition may harm the worker badly or it may cause them to die. So we can conclude that the electrical faults is a very bad condition that we must treat very seriously to avoid the bad effects of it. And for that we come up with the concept of the electrical protection. So the protection in the electrical system is a system that is used to reduce the fault cases as much as possible. So we use some protection devices to protect the electrical equipments from the damage, and also the electrical protection system is used to protect the people from the harm results of the fault condition. And also the third role of the electrical protection is to ensure the electrical power continuity. This is because the fault condition causes the power to cut off, so the protection system should eliminate the fault as fast as possible for the power to return back to its normal continuity to supply the loads. So we say that clearing the fault will allow the electrical power flow to go back to its rated case, and for that the protection system must be a fast one as much as possible to clear the fault. More than great. So that's about this tutorial for the basic overview on the faults. Hope that's clear right now. Thank you for watching and see you next tutorials.